What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 72 today of the My Player Career Mode. In today's episode, guys, we have 5 games for you to watch. No, I said 4, 5. I want to apologize quickly for not uploading yesterday. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, you won't know the reason. Basically, I was out from 11:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night. I had to do a shift at work that was like 11 hours, so yeah, I apologize for that. But of course, I wasn't expecting to have to do 11 hours, so that is the way it goes with shift work sometimes. But back into today's action, we kick-started off with a banger. It's Manchester United taking on Leeds, and this, of course, is, I guess you could say, a rivalry. Both teams have a dislike for each other, so there is that as well. But they've actually got a couple of rivalries in today's episode. We've got this one against Leeds, and we take on Liverpool later on in the episode as well, so it's going to be an interesting game regardless. Plus, there's a game against Barcelona in there as well. Chance for revenge for Ben and Manchester United. And as the episode gets underway, United are currently sat third with a game in hand. 1 point behind Chelsea and Manchester. No, is it Manchester City? I think it was Manchester City. Oh, no, Spurs. Is it Spurs? Actually, no, I think it was Spurs, now I think about it. But anyways, they are sat third. So they've, of course, got to win this game here. The Leeds United side, it's not phenomenal. And it's one of the sides that we should be able to beat, you know, in this kind of scenario. So Old Trafford, the setting, Leeds the opponents, and we'll see how Manchester United got underway. And the first chance of the game came pretty much straight away from kickoff. Leeds getting the game underway, trying to get a little bit of a feel for the ball, but they gave it away. Ronaldo Vieira passing into Samuel Saiz, who gave it away to Anthony Martial. Martial into Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku sees the run from his teammate in the form of Ben, running through. First shot, first goal. And to put it plain and simply, for Leeds, they can't start games off like that. If you allow that kind of space and time for Ben off the ball, he's just going to do that to you. And it was 1-0 up already. To be honest, that was something that Leeds were going to have to kind of cope with. And the problem was, nobody picked up the runner from Ben. Of course, he would have been kind of marked by Ronaldo Vieira, I guess you could say. But the problem was, he didn't track his run. And that's why Tyler Denton is not very happy with his midfield at all. Because Ben was the runner off the ball and nobody tracked him. And that is now his 4th league goal of the season in the first 13 games, which isn't a bad return. But of course, we're used to seeing better from Ben when he played in a Real Madrid shirt. But straight after that one, 6 minutes in, the next chance appeared. Ben finding his teammate Martins here on this right-hand side. He gets it back from him, continues his run to the centre of the pitch, finds it out wide to the left back. The left back goes inside to Matic. Matic to Martial. Martial back to Lukaku. Lukaku back to Anthony Martial. His touch, it's a nice one. Gets past the Leeds man and slots home to make it 2. Inside 7 minutes, Leeds were getting handed a lesson. I said 7. It's actually 10. You know, FIFA goes quick. But yeah, inside 10 minutes, Leeds were getting taught a lesson here at Old Trafford. And it was really kind of a rude awakening, I guess you could say, to their Premier League start. Because they weren't in the relegation zone, Leeds. They weren't in there. They were doing okay. They were sat like 15th, 16th before this game got underway. So in terms of that one, maybe they haven't really seen, you know, what the Premier League has to offer. Maybe they're thinking that this is going to be not necessarily easy, but certainly they have a good opportunity at staying up. But personally, with the team that they've got, I feel that they're going to struggle. And that just showed you with the fact that inside 10 minutes, United have pretty much got the job done here at Old Trafford. So it's disappointing for Leeds, but I was expecting this. You know, it was a situation that you kind of was already expecting to see. And again, United kept on the pressure here, 17 minutes in. Ben again at the heart of pretty much everything as he finds his teammate Romelu Lukaku. His right-footed shot is well saved. Comes back to Anthony Martial, who sends the rebound goalwards, but Vida Vieira makes a decent stop there. And in the 90th minute, as I said, job was pretty much done from Manchester United. And they came away with a 2-0 win. 3 points on the board. As I said, though, for Leeds, it's going to be a tough, long season, this one. And he made sure with that 2-0 win there for United. You can see the boys very happy with themselves. A few of the Leeds players down about that one. But let's be honest, if they were coming to Old Trafford, you'd be expecting Man United to come away with a win. So, yeah, and there is the man on your screen, the one who kind of, I guess you could say, was at the heart of everything and had the man of the match performance. You know, he got a goal for himself. He also kind of was involved in Martial's goal and could have set up Lukaku if Lukaku would have scored that one. So, very good from Ben, to say the least. 8.6 match rating. And it does mean that, unfortunately, though, he didn't get man of the match. Romelu Lukaku came away with it, of course. He gets an assist for Ben's and was also involved as well for Anthony Martial. So, the other games in this Premier League tie, though, that's how it fared. And Chelsea beat Bournemouth as well to already keep their pressure on the top spot. It's going to be close this season. As I said last episode, we're not looking at this and thinking that this is going to be a walk in the park, because you've got Chelsea up there, Spurs up there. You know, this is kind of one of those situations that you're looking at and thinking, one of 3. And that is just even more highlighted by the fact that they're literally a point within each other. So it's going to be interesting. But moving into the next game, it is Barcelona at the Nou Camp. And as you know, Barca, they ended up defeating Manchester United at Old Trafford. So it's a chance for United to get revenge over the Catalonia club. And as we go into the game, as it stands, whoever wins this one will leave the group as group winners. A draw will mean it stays as it is. United going through in second and Barcelona going through in first. But victory for United will put them top. Victory for Barca will put them top. So it's kind of the clash of the titans from this group. And it's kind of the ones who can see who gets out as group winners, basically. So the side from Barca, there it is on the screen. Of course, we've still got Ben in the Manchester United team. And the Man United side is that one right there. Again, very strong. And should hopefully do pretty well within the game. And it's more about just trying to play for that top spot now. Both teams know they're through. It's just about the pride. And 18 minutes in, Ben finds a teammate in the form of Lukaku. Lovely 1-2 back from him. He continues his run, keeps his composure, and he slots home inside 20 minutes to make the score 1-0. Certainly not lacking shooting boots in today's episode because he's got 2 already in the first 2 games. And that one is a very nice move indeed. Little 1-2 of Lukaku, continues his run. It's tracked, but not quite enough from Rakitic. And that is the reason why it is 1-0 to Manchester United. In fact, it's not even Rakitic, it's Kamil Glick. Unless he's just taken Rakitic's number. Fair enough. But, as I said, that is one of those situations where you look at it and just think that there's nothing Barca could have done against that. Unless they'd have got ahead of Ben, which is an unlikely thing to do because he's so fast and his runs are just unbelievable. You're not really going to stop that. So it is what it is. And United 1-0 up at the Nou Camp. It's a good start to the game. And 28 minutes in, Sergio Samper found Luis Suarez. Back to Deulofeu. Gets a little bit lucky on the through. But then David De Gea comes up clutch for Manchester United to stop Barcelona from scoring to make it 1-1. As we move into the second half now, Ben on the ball yet again finds Pogba. Pogba to Martins. Back to Ben to Lukaku. Now Anthony Martial. Lovely football from United. But a decent stop from the Barca's goalkeeper, stops making it 2-0. As you move into the last 3 minutes now of the game, lovely through ball, and surely it's going to be 2, but it's just, I don't know what's wrong. Why not take it further? There's acres of space between the man and the goal, and he shoots it way too early, I felt, but it is what it is, and United do get the victory, which does make them top the group. Barca, to be honest, weren't quite as good as they were in the first game of the group stage between the two clubs. They weren't as good this time around, and it was really showed by the fact that United came away with a 1-0 win. So, there you go. United through as group winners. I don't know if that's going to make that much of an impact because, as you know, sometimes the games can be quite tough even if you win your group and facing the second place spot. So, I guess we'll wait and see the draw for the next episode because I didn't show you it in this one. Apologies for that. But, anyways, at least we know United are through as group winners. Now, into the next game, and we take on Norwich, which again, if you're looking at the games United have had to play so far in the Premier League, it's not been that tough. We had Leeds, of course, newly promoted, they came up, and now we got Norwich as well. So to start the kind of like Premier League games off in the episode, it's not a little bad run of a few games here, but it's going to be a difficult one, this one, Carrow Road, because again, it's a situation that Norwich are fighting for survival. So that might just give them that extra little bit of an edge that they need in order to push themselves to try and get something from the game. So we'll see how it's going to pan out. But for United, again, it should be one of those games which is like, a walk in the park, I would say. They should be able to dominate this one and probably come away with the 3 points. We'll see how it fares, though. The side from Norwich have got pace. That might be the one thing that catches United out here. They have got pace in their side. So that is the United team. Wilson back in the team, which I felt kind of weird for because I thought Lukaku had done a really good job recently. I don't know why he's been dropped here. And the first chance, actually, came inside 11 minutes when Ben was completely unmarked. A phenomenal through ball straight through, but major credit goes to the Norwich City goalkeeper because this is a brilliant save. Ben on his weaker right side. The keeper gets down well, though, with the right hand and makes a fantastic one-handed stop. And that is why United do not lead inside the first 12 minutes of this one, sadly. But as I said, major credit to the Norwich keeper. And they continued the pressure United in the first half. 28 minutes in now. Ben going down the right. Lovely little cutback. Finds a cross to a completely unmarked Martins, who should score. There's no doubt in my mind and no excuse can be made for that. He should bury that. It should be United winning the game and Norwich should be behind. But somehow he doesn't score that one. And Pritchard in the second half found Silva. Silva to Vega. Vega through on goal. He's got John Stone to beat. And he does beat the United goalkeeper. Completely against the run of play here for Norwich. It felt like that was going to happen. When I saw the score still 0-0 at half-time, and the fact that Norwich hadn't really created anything in the second half, and the first half, I just thought to myself, if they get one opportunity in the second half and they take this, this could be detrimental. And Vega goes through, and slots home. So Mourinho has to instantly change it around. He brings off Herrera, bringing on Zielinski, and he comes on the field of play. It's a decent switch, that one, and it should be able to create an opportunity. But for United, their unbeaten run is at stake. They're 1-0 down to Norwich here as Ben cuts inside, gets on his favoured left foot, got to score. And once again, no excuses for that one, because again, very much like the Martins chance, he should bury it. I cannot believe he's missed that. He's got to do much, much better. But they kept on the pressure. He finds a pass out wide here, does Ben. And eventually it comes back to him in the centre of the box here. He gets on it with the right foot. His weaker right foot, may I add, as well. And unleashes a rocket off the inside of the post. And he finds an equaliser for Manchester United with only 13 minutes to play. But there's going to be a little bit of additional time as well. So I'm going to guess 4 minutes, probably around about 17 minutes to go. And United have got themselves back on level terms. It was a potential embarrassment because, you know, they've got that unbeaten run that they're still trying to hold on to. If this had just been a normal game, it would have still been a little bit embarrassing for them to lose. But, you know, you'd expect it. But the fact that they're unbeaten as well, having already played Chelsea, having already played some of the big boys in the league, to then end up losing it to Norwich would be kind of frustrating. So it's nice to see that Ben's got that goal. And it does mean, of course, it's back to 1-1, and a draw would be enough to keep that unbeaten run intact. And as it stood, that was the way the game would end. A 1-1 draw here at Carrow Road. Just as I said earlier, there's every chance that Norwich, fighting for survival, might give them a little bit extra that they need in order to grab something from the game, and they've got it. They got their point that they wanted. Mourinho was left frustrated on the touchline. You'll see his reaction in a moment. Ben can't believe it as well. He knows he should have scored that chance earlier on, especially Martin should have scored his as well. But in the end, full credit to Norwich, because their goalkeeper made a great save to deny by in the first 12 minutes. And after that, they took their chance that they got. They took their only chance of the game and made it count. So you can't really complain too much. So decent game there for the neutral. Not quite so great for Penn and Manchester United, but it is the way it is. And there you go, match fact, showing you that Norwich had that one and only chance, which they did, in fact, take. So, yeah. And what that means now is that United, sadly, are not top of the division anymore. They will be sat third. Chelsea, with that win they got earlier on, and, you know, that was the game in hand that United had. So, yeah, it leaves them in third place. And as you can see, Chelsea on top with 38, Spurs in second on 37, Manchester United in third on 37 as well. Unbeaten, though, so, you know, they still have a little bit extra to what Spurs and Chelsea have at the moment. So there is that little bit of pressure when they go into game, having to concede it and not make sure they don't lose that unbeaten run. So, yeah, I think it's going to be better if United do kind of lose a game, because it just takes off that little bit of pressure, I guess, and, you know, they don't have that unbeaten run. But, of course, the further you go in unbeaten, the more you want it, the more you want that invincible season. So I suppose if we get to, like, the 20th game, there's 18 gone, you know, we'll be halfway there. If they're still unbeaten after 20 games, it just makes you want it that little bit more. So we'll see how it pans out. But the next game is against Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. So, again, in terms of the games we've had to play today, it's not exactly been the toughest run of games in the Premier League. So Palace, though, a couple of decent players in their side that can haunt us. We'll see how it's going to fare in this one as well. They've got Bas Dost up front, actually. So they're 9th place at the moment going into this one, which isn't a bad little, I guess, position for Palace to be in under Roy. Super Roy, I guess you could say as well, because he's doing pretty well with Palace in real life. Got them out of the relegation fight and back into a decent spot overall. I've just noticed as well, they've got Marco Brighton in the side, but that is the team that United have. Again, Regan Poole in the side, Sam Johnstone as well, and James Wilson up front. No Lukaku, no Pogba. I don't know what Mourinho's thinking, but it's a 5 at the back from Palace. They've got Brighton, as I said, Milivojevic in the side as well. He's decent, is the number 4, and he'll cause danger if we allow him to do so. But the first minute, again, United enjoying some fast starts at the moment as Martins goes down the right, whips across towards the middle. It's one in the middle from Anthony Martial, and he hits the woodwork. It would have been a great start again to United if they could have scored that. But after the first half, nothing happened. United were very poor in the first half after that chance. And it just so happens that once again, Palace get a chance, and it's Milivojevic with a strike. Milivojevic with a goal. Palace take the lead here at Old Trafford, yet again, causing United's unbeaten run to potentially come to an end. As I said, it'd be just better for them to lose it at this stage now. They don't want the pressure of having to continue it. But it's again, United, unfortunately, this time around, weren't the better side. You know, they did create chances, but they weren't fantastic chances. They weren't, like, dominating the game like they had been against Norwich and against, you know, earlier part of the game against Leeds. So when the 83rd minute fell and it was still 1-0, as Ben just about squeezes past a couple of players, Pogba's there, he finds a teammate, comes to Ben, Ben's shot is unleashed, and that is just a great save. Good stop from Hennessy, and that is pretty much going to sum up Manchester United's afternoon. And that was the way the game ended. So they avoided it with Norwich, getting the goal back from Ben. But they couldn't avoid it with Crystal Palace here. It was inevitable. I was looking at this and thinking there's pretty much an inevitability that United will lose their unbeaten run at some stage within the next couple of games. And it just so happens that they'll lose it against Crystal Palace with one shot again given away, and that was all that mattered. Palace taking their chance, and yeah, it's just frustrating because, again, looking at the side, John Stones in over De Gea for some reason. Pogba's not even the starting 11. Regan Paul's at centre-back over De Vrij. And Wilson starting up top instead of Lukaku. It's like Mourinho wanted to lose the games. But off the back of that, they have to put it to the back of their mind because this one is important for the fans. Liverpool against Manchester United. This is going to be one of those games that, like, I think if United lose this for momentum, this could be detrimental. Like, they've just lost against Palace. If they lose this one as well, going forward, they're going to be like 5 points behind Chelsea in first because Chelsea won yet again. So Anfield's a really tough place to go, and it's going to be one of these games that I think they just have to at least try and get a draw out of. I wouldn't say play for the draw, but they need to at least get a draw, I feel, United, because if they lose momentum in the title race and lose this game here, that's not going to be great for morale. But the Liverpool side, they still haven't sorted out the defensive frailties. They've got Karius in between the sticks. They have brought in two new centre-backs in the form of Bartra and Romagnoli, so centre-backs-wise, they've added a few there, but in terms of the goalkeeper, it is still the same one, and that's something that hopefully United can pressure today. Pogba back into the side. I think Mourinho's learned from his mistake in the last game against Palace. Liverpool, though, down in 10th as we go into this one. They're not enjoying a great season here so far. But 15 minutes in, they created the first chance. Goretzka to Origi. Origi into his teammate. You can see he gets a little 1-2, I think, in the end. Gets it straight back from him, and there's not really much you can do. I mean, what can you do when the first shot of the game is the one that goes in? And I can't even complain that John Stone's in net because it's De Gea back in today. So as soon as that happened, I was like, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Rabiot 1-2 with Origi. Liverpool lead. And just really summing up the way that this episode is going to end. I thought it was going to be a great episode. You know, they got a victory against Leeds earlier. Went from that to beating Barca. Went from that to then coming back against Norwich. Then lost to Palace, and now they're losing to Liverpool. But they would have a chance here. Lukaku set through by Ben again. Acres of space between him and the goal. And he takes it early. And if you look, there is no shout from Ben for him to shoot. So I don't know why the Belgian has taken that so early there. But it could have been the equaliser that they required as Liverpool put the pressure on with only 3 minutes to go. Chamberlain into Goretzka, whose strike is well saved by David De Gea. They get a corner which Rabiot is stood over, and you can see the Liverpool man whips it in. It's a good header as well in the middle, which again David De Gea is equal to. But that just really did show you that maybe United were just on a bit of a slump at the moment because, again, they kept to the pressure right until the 90th minute. Chamberlain here, straight to the hands of David De Gea, and that was the way the game ended. 90 minutes on the clock, not enough time for United to find a goal back in this one. And at Anfield, Liverpool have come away with the 3 points. A 1-0 win. Could that be detrimental to United's season? We'll have to wait and find out. But as I said, that now leaves them 5 points behind Chelsea. And for momentum and morale moving forward, you know, they're now in a bad position because Chelsea won 2-0. And I think Spurs as well. They hadn't played at this point, but I think they won as well. So, yeah, for the season, it's not going to be great. You'll see a league table pop up in a moment for you all, guys. I want to thank you all for your support as per usual. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, make sure you subscribed. If not, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. You never miss an upload when they come out as well. So see you all again, hopefully for 4 p.m. tomorrow with yet another video, guys. I'll catch you all then. Adios.